Hey there guys. So we went and picked up the tractor today. It's way out there. I'm going to show you the brush guard, grill guard, whatever you want to call it, that we had fabricated for that in just a moment. But first, now that we got home from our camping trip, got the tractor picked up and delivered back to the house, we don't need the trailer anymore for a while until we go on our next trip. So I'm going to wash it real good before I put it away because it's got a lot of mud and dirt on it from the campsite and from these gravel roads we live on out here. But the problem is the roof on this thing is 7 feet and it sits 1.5 feet or so off the ground. So that's like 9 feet up there and it's kind of hard to reach. So what I did, I got this idea. I bought this Adams foam gun. Now this is not a foam cannon. It doesn't attach to a pressure washer. It attaches to your garden hose, which I think for me will be handier because I hate having to drag out a pressure washer and hook everything up all the time. So with a foam gun, you can just connect it to your standard garden hose, and they sent some car shampoo also. I got this stuff from Amazon. Like I always tell you, I'm not sponsored by these companies. I buy this stuff out of my own pocket to show you guys. And dispenser cap, I suppose. And then the other thing I picked up is a brush. Got this from Amazon also. It's got the nice soft bristles on there. And it's a telescoping pole. So the idea, I think, is to take the foam gun and spray it down with foam and soap, and then take the brush and clean it, because I can reach everything with a brush, and then rinse it off. And that should prevent me from having to go fetch a ladder. So anyway, we're gonna see how this thing works. And then I'll just show you briefly, and then we'll go check out the tractor and show you the grill guard. It is awesome. Don't you just love how I use my trash can as my workbench? Because it seems like my actual workbench is always covered up with junk. Anyway, when you open this up, you've got the canister, obviously, the nozzle. Here's the part that screws onto the canister. But then you're also going to have some of these nozzles, these different ones. You've got a blue one and a green one, and there's a yellow one over there, and there's absolutely no instructions in the box whatsoever. So it's kind of trial and error trying to find out where this thing would fit. And then I decided to go on their website to see if I was correct, and it does look like this is where it goes. So you put your various nozzles on there, and then you're going to put the tube on here. Well, I'll do it with 2 hands here in just a minute, but that's where that goes. And then you can put your soap in, and should be good to go after that. I'm anxious to see just how much foam this thing will throw. All right, so I got everything hooked up, but I'm not very impressed so far, unless I'm just doing something wrong. The issue is that right there, so I'm gonna focus in, the water is spraying out right there. So this thing, you can see the arrow, it's spring loaded. You pull it back, you press that part into the nozzle. It's got an O-ring in there, and then you release it and it latches into place. But water keeps spraying out of there. See if I can show you without getting completely drenched here. See that? Water comes out back here. Just as much water comes out back here as it does up there. So sad thing is there's no instructions in the box at all. So I guess I'm just gonna have to play around with it a little bit, see if I can get it to work or not. But so far, I'm not having any luck with this thing. Okay, so I did some more adjustments and tightened some things down. I had to twist this and tighten it down some more. I didn't realize it, but this is actually not made onto the nozzle, it's threaded on. So you have to tighten that down all the way. Now it seems to work better without spraying all over me. Now I just started off with a little bit of soap. But obviously you can go as foamy as you want depending on how much soap you put in there. And it's really handy for this application because, like I said, I can just foam it up real good and then take this brush and reach up there, clean it all down, and then rinse it off. So this is going to work out okay after all. So I'm going to finish this up and then we'll go check out the tractor. Okay, so let's try this again. I lost the windscreen off my microphone, so let's try this again. All right, so This is a grill guard that my buddy came up with, a guy I went to school with. He got into fabrication and welding, and he made this grill guard for me. I was surprised to find that there aren't any, that I could find anyway, universal ones on the market. So the only option looked to be the New Holland one, and the factory New Holland piece. They wanted $600 and some odd for it, and it didn't have any of this grating in there. It was just basically a framework. So I ended up getting him to fabricate me one, and it's, as you can see, super heavy duty. He put the metal grating in there to keep branches from coming through when we're using it around a pile of brush. Look at this. It's like 1/2 inch steel. Very, very heavy duty. It's almost overkill, really, but I guess I'd rather have overkill than underkill. Now down here where he attached it, he basically pinned it with one bolt in the lower corner, because the idea here is, when you need to lift the hood up, you can just take these pins out and this whole thing will rotate forward a little bit, just enough to clear the hood, because when you raise the hood, obviously it swings out in an arc a little bit. So it's pinned so that we can lift the hood up. Now he painted it black, and I might end up going back and putting a coat of New Holland blue on there, but the black is fine for now. Anyway, I told you guys I would show you this when I got it back. Super heavy duty. There was an episode of that show Knight Rider when I was a kid. Remember that episode where they had the semi truck that the bad guys built to basically run through anything? This reminds me of the front of that. Gosh, that was like 30 years ago. I can't recall the name of the episode, I think the truck was named Goliath. That's what that reminds me of. But anyway, so we got the brush guard done, and now ready to go. So far, I still really like this little New Holland tractor. I think it's coming up on 27 hours. I still have not seen a regen process happen, so I don't know. Maybe one of these days it'll do one. I don't care if it ever does one, as long as it keeps running good, But I haven't had any trouble with it at all. It's been a great tractor. A lot of people ask questions about these little New Hollands. Obviously, they're made by LS, and you can buy an LS in some places for less money. Around here, it seemed like the LSs are about the exact same money. So anyway, it's been a good tractor for me so far. Of course, it's still new. Don't have a whole lot of hours on it, but so far, so good. Time will tell. Looks like this outer tread is running about 17-30 seconds. 17-30 seconds. Now the way this tire is made is kind of interesting, because if you check it in the middle, you get less, but it's not because of the way that the tires are wearing. It's just, the camera's probably not going to show it, but like down inside these center grooves, they're just not as deep, basically, is what it boils down to. The center of the tire is not, the tread's not as deep. You get out here on the outside and it's really deep. It's kind of strange. I'm not really sure that I've ever seen a tire like that before, but I'm getting like 14 or 15, 30 seconds in the middle and about 17 on the outside. But again, it's not because of how the tire's wearing. You can see very clearly that they're wearing perfect. I keep a real close eye on my tire pressure and everything, and I rotate them regularly. So there's another stone stuck in there, which is one thing I'm not going to miss when these go away. So yeah, these have been really great tires, and very, very, very soon I will show you the tires that we're replacing these with, the next ones that we're going to do a review on. I'm thinking about giving this set right here to my father, because he's got 18-inch wheels on his truck. He's been looking for some wheels and tires, not really sure what he wants to go with. He's kind of hesitant to pull the trigger, but this is the exact size that he wants, and so I'm thinking about giving him these as a gift. He's done so many things for me and my wife and my son, his grandson, so get that stone out of the tire. So I may do that. That might be something really cool to do. It would help him out, and I would be able to continue to monitor the wear of these and do some updates on these for you guys and see how many miles we end up getting out of them. So that might be the best way to go. Anyway, the new tires are on the way, so be watching for a video coming up on that very soon. For now, I'm out of here. We'll talk to you later.